What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. Now, we all know this week while the president's overseas fighting for our country, representing America, the home team, what are the Democrats doing? They're going to be trying to have their early impeachment trials on Wednesday, same day, starting a half an hour before the president's speech overseas takes place. Now, I wonder how that just linked up perfectly. I mean, have they just thrown out all social norms? Have they just lost all respect and some of the norms they always talk? President Trump's always breaking the norms that we all have and upheld our traditions. It's always been a tradition not to dog the president while he's representing the country overseas. But with the Democrats and Trump, they have thrown out every single social, political, national norm. You name it, everything is gone. Everything goes with them. So they're going to be holding their fake, impeachment. And, I don't even know what to call this one. They're just going to be having some lawyers or people that knows about impeachment, trying to coach them to give information about impeachment. They're trying to educate us on impeachment. They got to convince us of why the president needs to be impeached, because right now nobody's buying it. So they want to bring some eggheads on. Well, yes, absolutely. I feel it's wrong. It's wrong for anyone to. They're gonna bring a whole bunch of those guys on. So Chris Wallace brings on Hakeem Jefferies, and he's trying to justify this. And I was listening to him today, and I said, you know what, Chris, you missed some vital questions and rebuttals to this idiot on TV trying to explain why impeachment's important. So I just want to listen to a little bit of this, and I just want to play the role of Chris Wallace in certain cases. Let's listen.
The failed Washington establishment is trying to stop me because I'm fighting for you and because we're winning.
There you go. There it is. Mm-hmm.
Congressman, wouldn't Democrats have a stronger case against the president if you hadn't been talking about impeaching him almost from the day he took office?
Yeah, good point.
Well, Chris, I disagree with that premise. And as it relates to this impeachment inquiry that we're in right now, we are here reluctantly. The impeachment of a president is not something that we came to Congress to do.
Now, did you hear this? This man, we're here right now because we're here reluctantly, because the impeachment of a president is nothing. Are you kidding? I've been hearing this man since the president was elected, bash the president, talk about the president's broken every law under the sun and that he needs to be impeached. And this goes back to like soon as the president landed, soon as he hit the ground running. Impeachment, this man is one of the biggest advocates for impeachment, but all of a sudden now we're here reluctantly. Do you think anybody believes that? Chris is going to push him on this one because he knows that is the talking point of the Democrats, starting with Nancy. This is horrible. Something I don't take lightly. We need to be prayerful, and all that stuff, right, Gizmo? So the point is, now he's going to repeat this talking point, thinking Chris is just going to let it go. Let's see what happens.
We came to Congress to get things done, to work with this president, to drive down the high cost of life-saving prescriptions.
Now, before he came out on this, Nancy said, listen, because people know we can't chew gum and walk at the same time, I want you, if he asks about this, to pivot and talk about all the things that we really want to do, but we're not doing. Because we're really trying to impeach. But let's make it seem like we really want to work with the president as we're impeaching him for nothing. And if it wasn't from him not being the aggressor, I guess, we would have a lot of stuff done. And we put all these fake, phony bills out that we know is not going to pass in Congress and in the Senate. We just doing busy work, shuffling papers around, answering the phone when the boss walks past the room. We'll get those papers right out. Okay, take care. All right, bye-bye. Right back on the internet's playing around. They're not doing anything, but he's trying to convince us that he really wants to work with the president as we're impeaching him.
And we hope to be able to pass a bill in the House over the next 3 weeks that would do that.
What?
We've actually indicated that we want to work with President Trump to fix our crumbling bridges, roads, tunnels.
So you mean like the infrastructure meeting where she went in and insulted the president and then got kicked out on purpose? Or all the other times she went in, started a fight, got kicked out, come out and say, it was the president. He kicked it out. He mean. Go in, provoke him, be nasty, be rude, so that President Trump could put the smack down on you, and then you could run to the first microphone and say, we tried to work with him, but he wouldn't work with us. He's so mean, he kicked us out.
Airports and mass transportation system. And to work with him on a renegotiated NAFTA agreement. We've been clear about that.
You mean the one that's been sitting on Nancy Pelosi's desk for over a year? That one? No, we've been clear about that. All nothing but lip service. Let's continue.
But excuse me, Congressman, but I mean, the fact is, almost since he took office, first it was collusion with the Russians. The Mueller report said it couldn't make a case there. Obstruction, which Democrats still believe is the case. Now Ukraine. There's been an awful lot about investigating the president, impeaching the president, removing the president since he took the oath of office.
Well, the House is a separate and co-equal branch of government. We don't work for this president or any president. We work for the American people.
You do?
We do have a constitutional...
Well, you're not doing that. See, that's the point. You work for the American people, and you're not doing that, Hakeem. Okay? See, the American people know what real work is versus busy work. We know what the difference is from working on our behalf and working on your behalf. Impeaching the president is for you guys, not for us. Because you don't speak for half of the American people who voted for President Trump and love his policies. You don't speak for all of the people who want the North American trade agreement signed and infrastructure done and all of that stuff. You don't speak for us. All of the Democrats voted against the money that would help the inner city reconstruction. I mean, they voted against that. You would think they would help all the black people because they love black people. They love black people. Why would they vote against something like that? Urban development. Why would they do that? You got to ask yourself. Because they don't want to give Trump any success or victories, even if it benefits us. So all this impeachment ain't got nothing to do with us. It's all about them.
Responsibility to serve as a check and balance on a potentially out of control executive branch. That's not the Democratic Party playbook. That, in fact, is the James Madison playbook. Madison indicated that the House should serve as a rival to the executive branch because the
Now, serve as a rival. Interesting choice of words there. See, I thought we were all Americans. I thought that we play for the same team. I thought that when our president goes overseas, it's not proper to go ahead and do stupid things like try to fake impeach him. I thought that if the president is elected by the people and for the people, that trying to undermine that and get him out of there is not supposed to be on the table. At the end of the day, we're supposed to respect the results of the election. That's what I thought. So when you say rival, you're making it seem like this is a cat and dog situation. We have no choice. We're rivals. We're not Americans. We're not on the same team. Our job is to oppose him at every end for no reason. I can see if it was something legit, but this man is just pulling something right up out of the hat, along with all the rest of the Democrats. Let's continue.
Founders didn't want a king. They didn't want a dictator. They didn't want a monarch. They wanted...
And we also didn't want a branch of the government that's completely out of control and abusing all of the resources given to them for checks and balances. That's what we didn't want. Kind of just like the DOJ and the FBI and CIA. They weren't designed to undo the presidency. They weren't designed for that. Just like Congress, they're not. Impeachment's not designed because y'all hate Trump and he beat you and embarrassed you. That's not designed for that. It's not comprised for that purpose. But Hakeem here seems to be mixing up everything. Let's continue.
The democracy. So we do have a responsibility to defend our democracy. We're here at this moment right now because the president decided to pressure a foreign government to target an American citizen for political gain. And at the same time with...
Now, understand this. We're here right now because the president decided to target a foreign vulnerable entity like Ukraine was so vulnerable and weak that they didn't even understand that they was being manipulated into, bribery and, extortion and all that stuff. They didn't understand those things. Maybe they're not smart enough to read between the lines because the Ukrainian president still is going around saying, I don't know what the problem is. Why is everybody tripping? But nonetheless, somehow, it is inferred that President Trump's statement about, and those Bidens, I hear a lot of stuff going around about Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, and Joe Biden's going around boasting that he had the prosecutor fired. What's with that? Somebody needs to look into that because a lot of people want to know about it. He's receiving a lot of money. Just because he brought that up, what that indirectly means is that this is for my campaign, okay? This request for looking into this already made statement by Joe Biden that nobody forced him to say. He said that, okay? Trump didn't go looking for that evidence. Biden gave it to him. So just by making that statement, it is inferred that this is all about political gain in helping me beat sleepy, slimy, sloppy, creepy Joe, who can't put a sentence together right now. That Trump obviously is worried about him. Worried. So you got to help me, Ukraine, because I can't beat Joe on my own. You know, Joe is so clever and so witty. I mean, his brain is so sharp that I can't beat him on my own. So that's what they're trying to convince us of. Let's continue.
$391 million in military aid from a very...
You mean the $391 million that they received and the weapons, unlike Joe Biden, who openly said you won't get these billions unless you fire that prosecutor. So you mean to tell me out of all the corrupt countries in the world, for some reason, that particular prosecutor had to go? Forget about all of the other countries with corrupt prosecutors. The one prosecutor investigating the company, the corrupt company that your son worked for, has to go. That's a number one priority. Forget about some of those African countries that are corrupt, and Mexican countries, and south of the border countries that have corruption. Forget about all those prosecutors. That Iranian prosecutor, though, he's got to go. He's got to go. Let's continue.
Very vulnerable Ukraine, which is an ally to the United States, and is still at war with Russian-backed separatists in Crimea. And that's why we are at this moment.
That's why.
But Congressman, Democrats have been making that case. You've been making your best case to the public for 2 months now.
2 months.
You just finished 30 hours of televised hearings, 12 witnesses. And the public apparently isn't buying it at this point. I want to put up a recent poll. Back in early October, people approved of impeaching and removing
52%. I don't know who they are.
52% to 46%. Now, after you have presented your evidence, it's 48% for and 50% against. And you know, although you could argue that those are all within the margin of error, it's clear that there is none of the bipartisan support that Speaker Pelosi said for months was essential to impeachment.
Well, the most recent poll that I saw actually had 50% of the American people supporting the impeachment inquiry and the potential removal
they didn't poll me.
of the president, 43 opposed. More significantly, I think 70% of the American people indicated that the president did something wrong.
Okay.
That said, our job is to follow the facts, apply the law, be guided by the U.S. Constitution, and present the truth to the American people, no matter where it leads, because no one is above the law.
Talking point, because no one is above the law. You mean the fact that during all of those in those impeachment hearings, where all of those people came out and was like, well, I mean, me personally, I didn't think it was right for the president to say those things. Excuse me, did you ever hear him mention bribery? No. You ever hear him mention extortion? No. You ever hear him mention conditions to receive the military support and the financial support? No. All of that. Is there any impeachable offenses? No. You mean all of that? All of those facts that y'all just said? Forget all of that mess. We're going to say, regardless of what they just said, we're going to go ahead and jump forward, because just because they said those things doesn't mean it. We're going to go ahead and say, thank you for saying your opinion. We're going to take your opinion and then what we think really happened and just go ahead and infer that it did happen, even though y'all said it didn't. See, so now you get these kind of people out here that's playing with our democracy, the real people that are playing with interfering with our democracy, not Russia, not Ukraine. They hacked our democracy. What does that even mean? How did they hack it? Hakeem, all of this stuff. Why Ukraine? They're so vulnerable. They would have got blown up if we didn't give them the support and the missiles and stuff. I mean, unlike, the support that Obama gave them with blankets and stuff like that. I mean, you warm? Are you guys toasty, nice and cozy? Okay, good. Good luck against your fight against Russia. You mean like that? Unbelievable what these Democrats are trying to do. But what disgusts me more is the fact that they're going to do this and embarrass our whole country and try to embarrass the president because they care nothing about the country. Absolutely nothing. But they're going to do this while he is overseas. Now, if that ain't the nastiest, dirty, funkiest, low-down, disgusting, two-bit, backstabbing, vomit-smelling, doo-doo, stained behavior, I don't know what it is. Along with you-know-who, the funky, nasty, dirty, crooked, liberal media. So we're going to see how this all plans out as I listen to Hakeem here try to justify this whole road down impeachment again. And I hope that it backfires again and further embarrasses them to where they lose the House and the Senate in such a fashion that they never, ever recover again. Now, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. Don't forget, check me out every Wednesday night, 7:30 live in Kevin's Corner on YouTube, Facebook, and my radio blog talk show. Check out Extreme Teas, my sponsor. You'll love their products. If you like their products, click on something, put my name in the promo code. Not only will you get a 20% discount, but you'll get free shipping right now. And when you hit the notification button, make sure Gizmo's unhappy. He wants up. Anyway, make sure that the notifications is set for all, and also make sure that he got a mullet right here. Yeah. Business down low, party up top. Anyway, make sure that you are subscribed still and that the notifications are set for all. And if you want to donate to Kevin and Kevin's Corner, feel free. There's a link in the bottom to do that as well. And we will see y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. God bless.